everyone, thanks for joining me. I thought I'd do a get ready with me today. I've never done a get ready with me and I've had fun doing it. I think I'm going to do more of these. And I wanted to show you guys the new shade of Tom Ford's Cream and Powder eye color. It's called Paradiso. It is a peachy pink, peachy shimmery. Here's the cream part. So I'm wearing this today and I'll show you how that went on, and then here is the powder part. And I'm also going to show you guys the Vice Special Effects from Urban Decay. This is one of their new lip toppers. I really like it. The color is called Fever. I have it on and here is my get ready with me. Okay, so pardon my blemishes. I don't know what's causing it. I'm not using any primers or any prep sprays because I think that may be the source. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and prime my eyelids with a Milani eyeshadow primer. It's just an inexpensive, easy, sheer, nude primer. I do my eyes first because that just seems to work better for me. And then any fallout, I can just take a nice pad with micellar water on it and just take your fallout right down off, and you don't have to mess with your concealer getting messed up. Okay, I'm going to put this on with my fingers. This cream is beautiful. And I'm just going to start dabbing that on my lid and into this corner. When I get toward that corner, I don't want the cream to get on under here because it is very hard to remove once you do that. So I'm probably going to take some kind of pointy little brush and sort of work it into that inner corner with a pointy little brush because my finger's too big. I'm even going to dip into the pot a little bit with this brush. And that's kind of breaking the product up right through there and making it sort of not all that smooth. Hopefully when I put the glitter coat on top of it, we won't be seeing that patchiness so badly right there. And I put a little more on in the center because it seemed to kind of sheer out a little bit right there. I'm not really carrying this out to here or up into my crease at all because I want to do other colors up there and I don't really want it to interfere too much with that. By the way, the nail color I'm wearing right now is by a brand called Daisy DND, and the color is called Lilac Seasons. I always get people asking me and I never can remember what it is because I do get my nails done at a salon and I have no idea what the colors are. I usually don't take note of the color that it is. Okay, very shiny. I'll put the glitter coat on in just a few. Right now, I'm going to use these Maybelline Expert Wear individual colors. I got some of these. I don't know if I did a video on these or not. I got a bunch of these at Walmart and they were $2.97 each, and they have turned out to be really nice colors. Really much better than, say, the Maybelline palettes that they used to have. My crease color I'm going to use is called Cool Cocoa. And I'm going to kind of dab. This is how I've been doing my crease lately, dabbing out here with it and then starting the whole windshield wiper motion there. Remember, when you have hooded eyes like I do, you want to build a crease not just in your crease where it actually is, but up a bit, because when you open your eye and let your hood fall down like that, you're not going to be able to see any of that unless you build it up onto your brow bone a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of that down on this corner just to have sort of a base for that, for my next color to go on to. I have a little flat brush I've been using for my highlight for 1,000 years. I have no idea what brand this is. It is a shadow brush. Old. Color I'm using up here is from Maybelline as well. Those same singles. This one is called Soft Pearl. Okay, I think I will put the glitter coat on top of this Tom Ford now. This is so gorgeous. Their glitters are different though. They're very scratchy. They don't go on super opaque and they go on this in this weird sheer way. I don't think this would go on well at all with a brush. I think this is 100% have to pat it in. Probably best to do this when it's still wet because it's not really adhering. Not a huge dramatic difference though. I have other Tom Ford cream and powder duos like this where it is quite a bit more sparkly. Just a minute. Okay, another Maybelline individual. This is made for Mocha. I love this. Perfect matte espresso super pigmented color. I'm going to go in that with a flat brush. This is just an e.l.f. professional eyeshadow brush. I do my outer corners like this with flat brush to pack some color on. Pack the color on, and all I do is pack the color on out here, and then I go back and blend it. I don't want to get color any further down than right there. That is another good thing about this brush, is it makes sort of an edge with the edge of it, and you don't go past where you want to go on your eyelid. You don't want to come down here or out too far. That's just going to look weird when your eyes are like this. You're going to have a big blob out here. So I have a bunch of blending brushes. This is a Real Techniques one. Came in one of these packs, one of those multi-packs. This one is number 203, it says. I think it's specifically for blending, and I'm just blending the edges of this darker color. Trying not to get in the middle of the color, because then you're going to dissolve your color factor there. I just kind of blend the edges on this, and then I blend it like that a little bit into the crease. Just don't want any harsh edges, and then I don't want to lose the tone of the color. If you do lose the tone of the color, you can always go back and pat some more into that spot. I'm going to line with a Sephora black long-lasting eyeliner. It's a liquid liner. I've been enjoying this one a lot lately. Color is number 01. It has not a fairly stiff brush there, not really a brush, and I just go right along the lash line. I don't really do wings because I'm not good at that, but I've really been enjoying this one. It dries matte, which is unusual for liquid liners. I don't like the black vinyl look on my liquid liner. Some people like that. I don't like it, and I'm just going super thin right through here. My eyelids are crepey, so it makes it hard to use liquid liners because I'm drawing and there's little waves in my eyelid, and the liquid liner is kind of going everywhere. You just have to go and keep trying to make that line straight. This eye is always a challenge to line because I have to put my hand on my face across like this, and it's difficult. If you mess up, all you have to do is go back and build it higher. Taking some simple micellar water on a cotton pad and going under here to get that glitter off of there. Micellar water is great for getting glitter off. Okay, now I start on my concealer. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape, the color in Light. I have recently decided that this is a little too light for me. With this concealer, you barely need any. This is a very liquidy concealer, and I am going to pat that in with a dampened sponge. I got these from Eco Tools. I got a whole set of them. They're a little tiny, and they're really for color correcting, and you're supposed to use them for your different color correcting colors, but I like to just use it under here because it does go under the eye pretty easily. I'm going to have to put some more concealer on that eye. I'm trying these days to not put as much concealer as I used to under my eyes, because even though I want to cancel these dark circles, I do not want to have the big, thick, crepey layer under my eyes. I like to carry the concealer out like this. It just kind of chops your droopiness of your eyes off, and it chops off your eyeshadow right there to make it very clear demarcation. So I'm using to set, I like to set my concealer right away. I have a fluffy brush from Real Techniques that I use for this, and I use Laura Mercier's Secret Brightening Powder. It is a very white powder, has a little bit of sparkle in it, and I just kind of pat that into place. I have to use quite a bit under there because here is my problem. I have very long lower eyelashes. Once I put mascara on, every time I blink, my top lashes are pressing my lower lashes down onto here. If there's any moisture at all under there, it will melt the mascara down here onto here every time I blink. So that is my issue. That's why I put quite a bit of powder under there. I hate that it makes me look wrinkly, but I do have one way to get around that I've been doing lately, so I'm going to show you guys that too. Okay, foundation I'm using today, because this is kind of my normal everyday foundation, the Wet n Wild Photofocus Nude Ivory. I hate this type of situation here, but I really hate the fact that it smells like paint. Wall paint. It reminds me of the times we have painted this makeup room ourselves and how much fun that has not been. So I'm going to pat this in with a dampened EcoTools sponge. I love this big green one. And I'm going to pat it in. I can already tell I'm going to need more. And I try to concentrate most of it right through here and right through here, because that is where my redness occurs and my sun damage and my darkness. This foundation, though, if you don't move it quickly, it will sort of set up. We are supposed to have really, really bad storms tonight, like, you know, tennis ball size hail and 60+ mile-an-hour winds, and I'm waiting for that to happen, and so far it has not happened. Has in some other cities right around here, but. So I try to kind of do stuff heavier right through here and here and here because of all of my spots, and then not so heavy on the rest of my cheek. I have to get under here really well too, because I have a lot of redness right in these creases next to my nose. And I try to kind of do this seam between my face and my concealer under eye area. Try to fill that in, kind of, because we are reaching a certain age where that is looking kind of hollow. Powder for this. For this one I use the matching powder, which is the Photofocus pressed powder. Color is Warm Light. And I even have a Wet n Wild powder brush that I put it on with. This is the white one with the pink on the tips, and it actually does a really good job. I kind of push the powder in, kind of halfway push it in, especially in places where I have problems keeping stuff in place, like right around here. And then I like to go back and sort of dust off if there's any excess. Okay, brows. Lately I've been loving my IT Brow Power. I got this on the 21 Days of Beauty, and I had forgotten how much I loved it. So what I do on my brows is I generally go make sort of a straight line on the top and a straight line underneath. This is a universal color, and it just really reacts to my skin to give me the color I really like in my brows. Not too red, not too dark, not too brown. It's like a universal taupe, I think they call it. So I fill in up to here kind of heavily, and then I start tapering down here with just short strokes. This stuff stays on really well throughout the day. I like to make right through here a little thicker than it actually is, and then stop. I don't want to draw my brow all the way out. It's kind of pulls your eye down, and then on the inside corner here, I like to do it kind of lighter. Not quite as much darkness there, because it should sort of start and build and then fade. Same over here. Now this brow, this is my problem brow. So we're trying to grow right through here a little bit on this bottom line. I also kind of fake that by drawing just a tiny bit outside of my hairs with this. So we all have one brow that does not like to be attractive. And then we have another one that is the beauty queen of the pair. Okay, so what I do next is I use the little spool brush that's included on the end and just kind of brush through. And that kind of distributes stuff and makes it not quite so harsh. Lately for the contour part, I've been liking to use cream ones. I don't know why. This is the Tarte Pro Glow highlighter and contour palette. And it has this dark one called Shade. I just kind of, it's a cream product. I just kind of been dabbing my finger into that. And then I just go in this hollow right here and blend it with my finger. Hollow over here as well and blend it with my finger. Been really loving my Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze, the new color, the coconut one. I'm taking a double-sided brush, and all I'm doing is going lightly on my temples right here. I have a natural sort of depression right here, and that is where I'm putting my bronzer. This is a really good color for me. Really good color. not orange. It's so hard to find a bronzer that is not orange. And then I just do a little bit up here. Some people will take their bronzer way down on their forehead, but I don't really like that. So I'm going to just put it right here, and I want to do it as diffuse as I can. I don't want any harsh lines, and I don't want any super dark color. Then I take the bronzer and just kind of sweep my cheek a little bit. It just kind of warms up my cheek a little bit. Then I take it and go along my jaw. Now what I do with the other side of this brush, the clean side, is I've been loving the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer, it calls itself. It's not really a bronzer, it's too light. This is Reserve Your Cabana. This gives just the right amount of sheen. It's almost like a highlighter right here. It gives sort of a white shine. Well, not really white, but you know, whiter than my skin, whiter than skin tone. You see that? I really like it. It's like the perfect amount of sheen. And I'm going to put something over these horrible zits here in a minute. I put it here on my nose, and it just looks like healthy skin. I just love this one. I'm going to use a color from the Becca Jaclyn Hill cheek palette that I never ever get to use. It's this Spritz color. It's called a Rose Spritz. This has a glistening glow to it, this blush. So what I do on my blush is just kind of dot it and pull it back a little bit. And then I will go back, and I always put on too much cheek product, and then I go back and kind of blend it with a dry brush, a clean brush. Okay, this has been like my very, very, very favorite highlighter. It's cheap. I just got it. I love it. I want some more of the shades. This is Makeup Revolution Triple Baked Highlighter. It comes in a little heart box, and this is Goddess of Faith. This stuff is like mirror, metallic craziness. I want all the other colors. And this is my favorite highlighter brush of all time. It is a $9 Smashbox highlighter brush. It just gives you a real small area, like a little straight line. And I just do it like this, and then I kind of blend it with the edge like this. Kind of pulling it down onto the rest of my blush, but having it concentrated here. I'm going to put just a touch of this right here, and right here. You don't want to go too crazy because this stuff gets out of hand really quick. But it's gorgeous. These are so nice. And I take a crappy, cheap, I think I got this at a drugstore forever ago, brush, and I just kind of keeping it like this so that I'm not blending the colors into each other too bad. I kind of blend like that. Okay, under eyes. I generally line my eyes next. And what I like to use is powders. I like to use eyeshadows for liners. Pencil liners are okay, but they're very hard for me to blend. They seem to want to adhere to my crepey, dry eyelids too quick, and then I can't move them. What I usually do is take a little pencil brush like this. This is an e.l.f. Professional Eye Crease Brush. Not really for the crease, but I use it under my eyes. And I'm going to go into this color again, the Cool Cocoa, and I'm just going to bring it along here. I'm only going to bring it about that far. This is good because it's not a super dark color. Just right there, kind of almost to mid-eye, maybe just a tiny bit more than mid-eye. Then I like to do something a little shimmery from here in. Using another Maybelline Expert Wear. This one's called Nude Glow. This is gorgeous. Kind of go from here in. Really kind of matches in color that Paradisio that I have on my eyes. I try not to get this too far down here when I do that, but it doesn't always work. It's very difficult to not get it too far down when you're crepey because your eyelid is kind of moving as you're applying. Okay, now I'm just going to take this and sort of sweep. Maybe put a touch more of the Cool Cocoa because it kind of disappeared a little bit toward the outer corner. And I feel like I have a little too much blush. So I always have a towel on my lap as I'm doing my makeup because I dust off my brushes on it, I wipe my fingers on it, I do all sorts of things. I have special makeup towels from my makeup room. Okay, eyelashes. I curl my top lashes, and I will be applying my falsies, so you can see how I do that. Not very well, I do have to say. I do the base, and then I move out and do toward the ends. It helps to really flip them up. So on my top lashes, when I'm going to wear falsies, I just throw on a cheap, easy, one swipe mascara. CoverGirl Super Sizer is what I've been using lately. What I like to do is start in the outer corner like this and wiggle from the base to the ends. And this does not have to be perfect because I'm going to be putting false lashes on top. Okay, while that's drying, I'm doing my lower lashes. What I've been doing lately on those is using a bottom lash mascara, and that really helps me get into those lashes. I get into the base of my bottom lashes. I don't put so much mascara toward the ends because, as I said, when I blink I have issues dropping that mascara onto my concealer. This is a double-ended Tarte Lights Camera Lashes product. I don't use really the Lights Camera Lashes. I don't really like the formula on that, but they have another one attached here called Bottoms Up, and that is a bottom lash mascara. Tiny little brush. And what I'm doing lately is trying to just get it mainly on the roots of my bottom lashes and not a whole lot on the ends. That seems to help with the eye blotting. That's my trick to get around the blotting issue I have. I don't really know anybody else that has this kind of an issue with the bottom mascara blotting. So let me show you, while I'm waiting for my mascara to dry, let me show you the new Urban Decay Vice Special Effects Lip Topper. So I'm going to put on sort of a peach colored liquid lipstick and put this on top and show you how that looks. What I have found with this, and I really thought this was going to be a bad product. I really was expecting this to be like a crust on top of your lips, glitter flaking off, uncomfortable, thick, just crusty and disgusting, but it is none of those things. It is not a clear gloss with glitter in it. Don't think that it's that way. It is just glitter in sort of a watery base. You can put it on top of a regular creamy type of lipstick. You can put it on top of something like that, but it is not going to form that sort of waterproof seal that it does on a liquid lipstick that has dried down into a matte or such like that. It is not going to seal your cream lipstick in like it does these liquid lipsticks. If you put it on top of a liquid lipstick that is a matte, that has dried down, it will seal that in and you'll be able to wear that all day. Okay, so I've applied a liquid lipstick. This is the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte. The color is Bombshell. I wanted to put sort of a peachy or nude type like this on so that you can see that this particular color of the Vice Special Effects is called Fever. This can actually look fairly I'm going to the club. You can wear this in a normal situation. Okay, so when you put this on top of a really deep dark color, then yes, it's going to be vibrant and crazy and it's going to look like you're going to the club. But you can put it on top of a nude like this and it's not super crazy. This is just a very wet, cold feeling. It just feels like water. So this particular color looks very peach, doesn't it? But then when you put it on, it is sort of a bluish glitter. It doesn't look too disco-y, it doesn't look too crazy. Now if you put it on top of something deep, then yeah, it'll be more intense. Now it does not come off on your finger. It does not allow your lipstick that's underneath to come off on your finger. I think these are really cool, but I don't feel like you need a whole range of colors on these. I am ordering a color called Copycat, which is a deep, sort of a rich, warm pink. I'm ordering that just to see how it looks, but I think they all kind of come out this same sort of bluish glitter on. I do feel a really strange sensation with these, and I'm not putting them on my bare lips. When you put them on your bare lips, you just really don't see anything except glitter. It's not pretty, it's streaky. You really have to put these on top of something. Let me show it to you on the back of my hand just by itself. When I apply this, I feel a sort of a burning or tingling. Not supposed to be that way. It's not really a plumping type stuff, but I just feel this sort of heat and this sort of sting. It is a little spooky. When you feel that, you're like, oh, is it going to start going? Am my lips going to start swelling? Am I going to go up in flames, you know? But as you can see, it is not a product you really want to put on by itself. It just gets really streaky and clear and not very pretty. And my lips feel like bzzz, they're buzzing right now. Okay, just got a new pack of my favorite lashes, the favorite current lashes. These are the Ardell Faux Mink. Really like these. They are at Ulta. I just got some today from Ulta. Here is how I apply false lashes. Good luck, right? So I have my Duo glue that has seen better days, but this is a brush-on type glue. And then I try to figure out what the size looks like on these. Now these have an odd band. The band kind of goes a little longer than the hairs. So see, the band has that little bit right there. That bothers me. I don't like that. So I always cut that off right on this particular lash. It doesn't seem to be on any of the other lashes. So then I start to figure out, and these are way too long. So if I start at my inner corner here where my actual lashes start, then I need to cut off a little bit on the end, like maybe say to there. And since each eye is different, you're going to want to measure your other eye as well. So I take the Duo glue, I go through and load up that band, and they say don't put too much, but I have to put quite a bit, especially that inner corner does not like to stay down on me. Now here's the important part. You've got to sit and wait. You have to sit and wait. There is no getting around this. You have to sit and wait for this to get drier and stickier, or else it's too liquidy and it's kind of sliding around on your eye and you can't get it to stay in place. Sort of giving it a little bend, because my eyeballs are very arched. And these a lot of times are very straight across. I have been using both hands to get it in the right place. Very important to get that inner corner nailed down for me, because it does not like to stay down. A few seconds and then you can open your eye. Now, here's the issue. You can't really see my black eyeliner too well with it. So I kind of sometimes have to go back and repair my liner there. So I put the other one on, and my eyeliner does not look too terrible with that one, but this one over here needs a little repair. Okay, so that's my get ready with me. I've never done one before. I'm a little sticky, but that's not the Urban Decay's fault. That is that's the way Huda Beauty lipsticks are. The liquid lipsticks kind of still give you some stickiness, and that way they're not super drying. I do like the fact that they're not super drying. I am so excited about MAC. They have new stuff out. They have new metallic lipsticks. I have one on order, and they have some new extra dimension skin finishes. They are so radically beautiful. They have highlighters as well as blushes. Extra dimension blushes. Oh, they're gorgeous. Have some of those on order too. So I got all sorts of stuff coming up. Also have the new BH and Carly Bible Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. Has eyeshadows and highlighters in it. That is on its way. Everything is coming all at once. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.